G&T show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the G&T show. Our continuing mission: to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the G&T show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridium.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the G&T show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for coffee clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the G&T show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. G&T show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the G&T show, is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is Terry having a series of small strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the G&T Show, episode 193. I'm Terry Lynn.
Joel Ontrue, you cocksucking bitches. How are you?
Good morning, Get.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, good morning.
Mike, why don't you introduce yourself this morning?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And there
It's been a
he is
while since he's at a show.
There he is to my right, your left, wearing his Huggy Bear drug dealer attire, with the big giant hat with the big
velvet
70s
hat,
fro,
man?
the
Really?
velvet hat, the purple velvet. He's the Venus flytrap look.
Kapla! It's got little fuzzy dice hanging from, all the way around it, I think.
You think? You don't even know?
I don't know if they're fuzzy dice or little, little balls of, I don't know. The cats they just love me though. The cats.
You like having balls hanging near your face, do you, Mike?
No, not necessarily, but
You set yourself up for that,
I did. I did. I swat at them.
So Getty, you're reporting live from the northern offices, are you not?
I am.
How are things in the Connecticut
I'm
region?
hurting.
Aww. Both of my co-hosts are in pain, so this will be fun because, it won't be.
You're not?
No, I'm actually okay today.
Woohoo!
I can't even move my right shoulder.
Oh, it's all frozen and shit.
It's so much pain.
Ooh, not good.
No.
And
So
there's
I'm
Huggy Bear.
So I'm gonna smoke a big bowl before the concert tonight.
Which concert are you going to?
The Who with
That's
Joan
right.
Jett.
Very fun.
Right on.
Next week, Alan and I are going to go see Eddie Izzard.
Say that 3 times fast.
Eddie Izzard. What about you, Mikey? How's everything on the West Coast?
Well, I'm acclimating to being back home. Everything's going well so far. I have not written anything though. It's just been crazy. But it's nice being back home. But yeah, I miss you guys.
Aw. Well, we miss you too. The dogs certainly do.
Aw.
As Casey comes in here to try to interrupt me. Bye-bye. And things here are fine. So what'd you guys do this week? I know that Nick, this was like when did you get back from Wisconsin?
Thursday night / Friday morning.
Okay, so really not that long ago.
No, I've been resting ever since.
And where are you off to next weekend?
Next weekend I will be at Awesome Con, and I will be. I'm going to win my own contest.
You know that contest that we have for people who attend cons and have people record, have one of the actors or actresses record something that says something like, I'm so and so and I never listened to G&T. He's gonna win that one just cause.
Hey, the contest doesn't end until like December 31st, right?
Okay.
So people can still enter and win, right?
Sure.
Okay, so
But see, when I get Dina Meyer, Dinatra, saying she never listens to the G&T show, I automatically win because she's fucking Dinatra.
and I take it Empress Trump's captain in your world.
Geez,
What
do
about
you
Hoshi?
think?
What about Hoshi? Would Hoshi beat her?
No.
Okay.
No, because that was a mirror universe. That wasn't the Prime universe.
Oh.
How about if we get Linda Park to say it like very naughty like?
I'd have to consider it upon hearing.
Where is Awesome Con, by the way?
DC. Washington, D.C.
Okay, so it's not too far for you.
No, and going with a friend of mine, we're going to that, and then that night we head back up to Baltimore for the John Williams concert.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony, back off, big man. He says he'll wake Dina up and have her record it in her morning voice. Why, I oughta.
That was probably the coolest thing.
Now, if you get Jerry Ryan to sing it seductively, in her siren song, like she did in Voyager, yeah, then maybe.
Then maybe. This is how much he loves Dinatra, everybody.
Yep. Well, she was Oracle, Barbara Gordon on Birds of Prey, and Mike. Who did you love her as?
I liked her in Starship Troopers.
There you go.
Yes.
She's
talented.
You just like the shower scene, you perv.
Oh yeah, there was a shower scene.
Really, Mike?
What? She was kick-ass in there.
She was.
And then, yeah, you're right. We do get to see her in the shower. Okay, that's right. We're doing the show. Sorry.
Casey is under the desk. Why are you under the desk, you big scaredy cat?
Aww.
Is there thunder?
No.
And lightning. The way you hold me is frightening. I better knock on wood, baby.
Sorry. All right. So the question to you, Nick, and probably, I don't know, did either one of you watch the leaked Supergirl episode?
Did not even know about it. I have literally not been online.
Yeah.
And I will not.
And I will not. I'm gonna.
It's awesome.
As dreamy as that young lady is, I'm still gonna wait until it showed. Did you watch it, Michael?
You did.
I did. And I have to say, I am more excited to see it now than I was before. I mean, this show is going to be awesome.
But she is hot.
Well, there's that too.
But you realize by watching that, how would you feel if people downloaded Dayton's book?
There's a very wide rumor that it was leaked on purpose.
Yeah, to help build hype
to help counteract the negativity that came out about the trailer.
You know what? It's certainly possible because it was released in super high definition. The 1080. It didn't have any watermarks. Didn't have any of the things that normally are attributed with something that's leaked accidentally or by a third party. So this was done internally. So yeah, I think it was done on purpose by someone trying to
dispel the
naysayers. Yeah.
Well, we don't even want to get into the naysayers about this.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make me pop my lid.
Well, again, vocal minority. I really think it's vocal minority. When
did fandom stop being fun?
Gamergate.
Oh, it's been before that.
You think?
Terry, go back to Into Darkness is pre-Gamergate.
Oh, but that was fun. I'm sorry, but that, arguing about, which we'll get into again today because of some of the shit that came out this week with Simon Pegg and a couple of the things that he said. That's the fun part of fandom. I don't know, that cracks me up is when people all start, popping the vein in their foreheads over stupid shit. I think that's pretty funny. I do. I think it's funny. So I don't know. I think that there's been just a real uptick in the insanity lately, and it's really just just entrenched idiots is what they are. Well, I wouldn't even call them geeks.
Everything has become the message boards.
Everything hasn't it? It's like it's like Stowe forums on steroids in the big wide world. Not cool. And that's why it's funny is that most normal people don't participate in forums.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to play the game. I just don't play the game anymore.
Yep.
You know, I used to. I used to think I made a difference, and now I realize, oh, all I'm doing is stirring the pot. It's really not that. It's really not that big of a deal.
So today's
the Stove forums are made up of about 50 really cranky people.
Today's lesson, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never make a difference, so don't even try.
Just live your life. You know, have fun. Lighten up, Francis, right?
Yeah. Well, real quick, I want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day.
Have a good Memorial Day, everybody.
I don't think it's a happy day.
It really
that's
isn't.
true. That's true. It's not a happy day.
It's
it
not
is
Veterans
Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day.
Yes.
Right.
But
those that have gone to Stovocor.
Yes. But still, you know, it is more than just barbecue weekend. So
it is.
That's true. But boy, I'll tell you, the weather is beautiful.
Yeah, I walked outside to get my computer, and it's beautiful out because it was in the car.
I do have to send an I'm sorry for the weather to everybody in Texas and Oklahoma, because woo, are they getting hammered?
Why are you apologizing to anybody in Texas?
Oh, I do feel sorry for people who are like losing their fucking homes.
Oh, don't make me care. Jesus.
Work this week was work, and work was, fine. Got back into the swing of things, which was fun.
Was it worky?
It was worky. It was worky. You know, after being gone for 2.5 weeks on vacation and then going to a speaking engagement for another week after that, I'd been away from my desk for almost a month. So to be sitting at my desk and trying to...
Oh, man, I can't imagine how much email you had to go through.
You know what? I'll tell you, it wasn't that bad. Not like Alan. Alan had far more than I did. But
I spent like 2 days going through email. I had over 6,000 messages.
I really do. I have to give a shout out to my friends at work, of whom now I think 2 of them are listening, who listen to the show now.
Hi, Terry,
it's just
work friends.
It's just a really big thank you, because we really pre-planned for my departure while out for my vacation. So when I came back, I wasn't snowed. They really stepped up. They really stepped up and covered for me, and it was just, they rock. It's just
awesome.
The nicest place I've ever worked, because everybody really goes out of their way. And now I know, like a couple of my coworkers, their vacations, we're going to do the same with them. Everybody kind of takes over somebody else's caseload while they're gone, and it's all handled. I never have to worry. I swear, they're the nicest fucking people.
Cool.
I have a good time working for them. So yeah, it left a little early on Friday, just because I could. The golf league is started back up again. So Wednesday nights are now Wednesdays after work. We all go play golf. We hit 9 holes.
Oh, I got to tell Mikey what happened on my flight home.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I told you about it.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, that's very interesting.
Oh, you did?
No, you did. I was like, what happened? Oh, that's right. Who you sat next to?
Well, more than that, just how American Airlines treated me.
Yeah.
So my flight was for 14:30, Mike. That would be 2:30 in the afternoon, your time. And
sure.
there was a captain who was flying at 9:30. So I caught a ride, at 7 in the morning to the airport, because not going to make them drive back and forth and back and forth. You know what I mean? So we get to the airport at 8 o'clock. I go to check in to get my ticket. The woman puts me on standby for the 9:30 flight. I get on the 9:30 flight. I get to Chicago. They put me, instead of the 6:45 p.m. flight, they put me on the 11:30 flight. So I get home 7 hours early, which is just like
nice.
Awesome. American upgraded me to first class because I was in uniform.
Nice.
I discovered I can't sleep in first class because there's too much space and I'm not used to it.
You're not packed in like sardines.
Yeah, exactly. I'm used to being crammed in like this, the Marines, the colonial Marines and aliens, Well, the guy sitting next to me, I notice out of the corner of my eye that he's reading a script.
Oh.
So as I'm reading my Kindle, and finally I said to him, I'm ask you a question. I said, you don't have to answer. I said, I can't help but notice you're reading a script there. He said, oh yeah, it's the premiere of next season's House of Cards. I'm assistant director. I'm going for scouting for locations.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
So we get to talking, and he's also worked on Thor, and he'd also worked on X-Men First Class. And so it was a very interesting conversation talking with him.
Cool.
No, I did not get his name because I didn't want to be that, so what's your name so I can IMDb you,
I was going to ask, did you like IMDb him?
No, but I was kind of, I know I know how the first episode of next season's House of Cards is going to start because I was kind of reading the script over.
You were over his shoulder, huh?
Well, just kind of leaning over, taking a look, seeing what kind of notes he was putting down. Because his notes had to do with, like, for the location scouting. So, like, it would say, old buildings. So he was like, age, ? Because, he's got to find what they're looking for.
Right on.
So it was
Very
very
cool.
interesting. Yeah. But, yeah, the first class was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And if you've ever seen the Seinfeld episode with the first class, yeah, it's true. Well, the lumpen proletariat in the back are all squeezed in. We were getting hot towels. She gave me an extra one for my bald head.
Did you get warm nuts?
She did get warm nuts.
Get warm nuts. Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
I have to say I love first class.
And the flight attendant, because there was not that many people, there was like 10 first class seats and there was only 4 of us in first class. So we spread out. So, the flight attendant came and sat down and was just rapping. Sweet older lady.
Matthew Anderson's got pictures of like guys.
That's
C-130.
C-130. Yep. Believe me, I've done that more than once in my fucking. Yeah. Hey, so Mike, do you want some warm nuts near your face?
Not particularly.
Particularly, yeah, that's
the codeine's kicking in.
Hi, it's Codeine Mike. That's the name of our next band, Codeine Mike.
Like it. God, what? Oh, shit. I can't remember. Alan and I were cracking jokes about having a band name the other day, and I can't remember the name of it. Damn, because it was great.
Oh, there's a C-17 jump. I did that during the testing phase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Fucking awesome.
Oh, hi, Kojiro.
Hi, Kojiro.
All right.
Star Trek News.
So let's get to a little bit of Star Trek news, namely because it's really going to touch on. Did either one of you guys follow up or hear about what Simon Pegg had been saying over the past week or two?
I had posted some of it in our private chat room this week.
Yeah, and
Star Trek movie news.
now he's kind of taking a. I don't want to say he's backing off his statement as much as he's really kind of trying to clarify it.
Mm-hmm.
And
After that statement,
some really good points. I don't know about you, but Nick, did you hear about him at all? Simon Pegg pretty much stated that the recent influx of science fiction genre films are dumbing down.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that he does a good job in clarifying his statement, because I think that's really where he was coming from, which was there can be intelligent science fiction and genre films. The problem is the stuff that's coming out right now isn't really intelligent. It's not brainiac stuff, right? It's popcorn. It's popcorn. So says the master.
Meanwhile, he's spending...
Which he's kind of bitter about, to be this. He says here, where is he that he says that, he says, I've become the poster child for that generation, and it's not necessarily something I particularly want to be. He told the Radio Times, I'd quite like to go off and do some serious acting. So I'm sure that he is an actor who's dealing with his own, I don't want to say stereotype, but what's the word?
Typecast?
Typecasting. He's facing what many actors deal with when it comes to.
But is he typecast because he gets comedy? He does get dramatic and action.
Well, you have to also keep in mind that a lot of those films, he's written...
Right. He has to do them himself.
For himself. So it's like,
And if you want to talk about the dumbing down, sorry fans that are going to get bad at this, but the man was in Into Darkness, okay? Yeah. The stupidest fucking movie in a while.
That's saying something coming from Getty. I'm just saying something, people. If Nick is coming out and saying that, I'm like, wow, it took him 2 years to really come out and say it.
Okay, I'd rather watch a Michael Bay movie.
Wow. Really?
Seriously, there have been times where I've thought, maybe I'll put Into Darkness in and give it another watch. Maybe I was wrong. I just can't even open the DVD case to put it in because no. And it's a shame because I liked some of the stuff in it, but just the overall, ugh.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that Peg also said on the heels of science fiction dumbing down or being dumb, and him kind of retracting that statement. One of the things he also said and made everybody kind of panic, and with good reason, is that he has been told that Paramount wanted to make the next film less Star Trek-y. So as you can imagine, there was a...
So at this point, after 2009 and Into Darkness, they basically, they want to make Muppets?
Well, that's kind of what I'm laughing about, going, how less Star Trek-y can you make these things, right?
Yeah, this is the one that's kind of had me just do the Vulcan eyebrow.
Okay. There is a great article that I just posted a link into the chat room from Forbes. Scott Mendelson over at Forbes has, I think, a great finger on the pulse of entertainment.
That's not a finger.
Huh?
That's not a finger.
Certainly
it's
looks
a ball in his face.
Is it a ball? And he's just got a really good idea of he doesn't. Huh?
Can I say something here before you guys say? To anybody that wants to defend or come up with any reason, like Woody saying, or C got his marching orders with this, I don't care. Look at the finished product. Okay. Hey.
Orsi did not get marching orders with the script. Orsi was able to put out his own 9/11 truth or bullshit in that script. So don't give whatever.
Look, okay. Himmler got marching orders from Hitler. He still carried them out. Okay. The final product is the final product. Stop trying to justify it. Just like the bat nipples and Joel Schumacher's existence. Stop it. Don't catch me on a day when I'm hurting people.
Well, it is...
Now I'm going to pour some Captain Crunch.
Okay, so back to what I was saying about Mendelssohn's article. He has a really good kind of a clue as to the bigger picture of fandom, of entertainment, and about how things can be read and misread. There's the Captain Crunch. And I have to say, I'm not as panicked as I used to be. Remember how my biggest complaint about the last two films have been, I'm really, really tired of the lack of character in the characters, right?
Okay, yes.
What I think was meant was that in those two films, and even some of the ones that were before is that there was always this weird kind of a concentration on trying to make Star Trek overtly moral, as opposed to concentrating on moral characters. And so it's Mendelssohn's idea that what Paramount is looking for is a Guardians of the Galaxy. They've said
that.
Huh?
They have said that before.
Okay. My question is that necessarily a bad thing? Wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy far more Star Trek-y than Into Darkness?
It was.
So I'm wondering whether or not what is being said and what Mendelsohn is calling out on is that don't panic yet, because if you're concentrating on character, and he even says Guardians of the Galaxy was a success because its audience gravitated towards main heroes, and the Avengers scored because of the witty banter and the friendships developed between its core stars. The Phase 2 Marvel films have done well by mixing up the genre of their standalone films as well. Captain America 2 was a 70s paranoia thriller. Thor 2 was an 80s fantasy sorcery adventure. Iron Man 3 was a 90s action comedy, and Guardians of the Galaxy was the best kind of post-Star Wars ripoff of Star Wars. The same goes for the Fast and Furious movies. Fast and Furious was a dark revenge thriller. Fast 5 was a caper heist. Furious 6 was a superhero ensemble adventure, and Furious 7 was a Mission Impossible 007 espionage movie. The same logic even applies to the Netflix Daredevil show, where each of the first several episodes exists in a different genre that combines to tell a long-form story involving characters we enjoy. The formula was... Huh?
I will say that I have described Mad Max Fury Road as
Yep.
Smokey and the Bandit without the comedy.
There, somebody else. Somebody else. Oh, did you? Oh my God! Did you see the Mario Kart Fury Road?
No.
Oh my
Yes,
God!
that's awesome.
Hilarious.
Bling, bling.
Yeah, it's when the car jumps and grabs one of the cubes. Oh, it just I laugh.
It's
so
snatching coins as it's driving around dunes.
Too
It's
funny.
awesome.
The formula was the same, mainly putting the characters we wanted into different genres. No one flocks to Star Trek because of the plots or even the technology or the action. They go because of the characters. You get that right, and you can do whatever you want with them. Paramount knew what they were doing when they hired Justin Lin to take over for J.J. Abrams. The Better Luck Tomorrow director revitalized the Fast and Furious franchise by taking characters fans liked out of the expected milieu, upping the action, but also boosting the character development and emotional payoffs. Okay, so where at first I started to panic going, oh, they're making it less Star Trek-y. As far as I'm concerned, they're going to what is the heart of Star Trek, and that's the characters. So excellent. This is good news, folks. I'm hoping this really is the way we go, and we'll see, because I do know for a fact that Peg writes for character. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when I watched Shaun of the Dead, and I'm laughing my ass off, but at the same time, the whole scene where he finds out that his mother is a zombie, I was crying. I was crying. He had a way of being able to pull true character and real drama in a ridiculously absurd film. Same with Paul. Same with Hot Fuzz. He has a talent of being able to draw a really great character in the middle of crazy absurdity, which is exactly why Guardians of the Galaxy was so successful. So if they're aiming for Guardians of the Galaxy, if they get even close, we're going to have a better film than Into Darkness, don't you think?
Well, it'll never be as good as Guardians of the Galaxy because of two words: talking raccoon.
Well, that is true. You know, that's the other thing is, why do we have to have? What about who's the other little officer, the guy that?
Oh yeah.
You know, the one with Peg.
Yes.
With Scotty's character. Why don't they give him a fucking speaking role, man? Why does he have to be mute? I don't know. I'd like to see his character do something.
I want to see Eric's and then Russ.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? So I don't know. I'm not as panicked as I was after reading Mendelssohn's article. I think that he's taken the right spin on some of Peg's statements. He's read correctly into why Justin Lin was hired to be the director. And again, the one thing that we've all been really hoping for, that I personally have been hoping for, is that they start aiming for more character, a la Guardians of the Galaxy. And if that's the truth, and they're true to, then yay, then we're going to get a better film. We're going to get a more fun film.
I hope so.
I mean, let's face it, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, was not a Star Trek film. It kind of was at the end. We get the moral bashing, the moral bashed over your head, but it was a caper film. It was about the characters. It was about how they interacted in a crazy situation. And it ended up being probably one of the most popular, and outside of the Trekdom, most popular films ever made for Star Trek. I think that's what they've got to aim for. In the wider market, that's what you've got to go for. So I'm hoping that they're successful in that way. Did you guys, I know Mike saw it, but I don't know if Nick saw it. Did you guys see the Dragon, is it the dragonnet.com, or it's the Dragonnet headquarters in China? That's supposed to look like the Enterprise E?
I kind of thought it looked like the Excelsior.
The Excelsior? Really?
Look at the nacelles. Look at the nacelles.
Yeah, the nacelles are kind of short, and they're set a little bit forward. It's almost Voyager looking, but
yeah, it's definitely Star Trek-esque, but it's not exactly any one particular ship. I mean, I see Voyager. I see, now that Nick mentions it, I do see a little bit of the Excelsior, almost as if from the bottom. It's like we're looking at the bottom of the Excelsior. I see the Enterprise E. I don't see
Johnny and Megan. I see Ashley and Elena.
It's a cool ship. It's a cool damn building, though, isn't it?
It's a Chinese, man.
I'll tell you, but what's crazy too is that if you look at the grounds, I mean, they've got a beach. They have this water park. They have the soccer field. They have tennis courts. That's a nice facility, man. I just don't know if I want to work, 120 hours a week to work there. That would suck. For those who are interested, Cinema Blend has a somewhat regular column that follows Star Trek 3, and they update it every so often. It's called Star Trek 3, What We Know So Far. There's a lot of interesting info in it, most of which we've kind of talked about so far, but you can give that a read if you would like. So you hear the news about, everybody knows that Bob Picardo and his wife have been, or ex-wife, have been having a very public, really horrific divorce. He filed for divorce from her in 2012, and it took him 2 years to get her evicted from the house. Because she's cray-cray. Well, she was arrested for murder this week. She's been booked in LAPD county, or booked into Women's County Jail on $620,000 bail for her involvement in the death of a 36-year-old man in Woodland Hills, was killed using her gun. And I feel really bad because it's part of, this divorce is I think what gave rise to Picardo having to sell his house as well as have a huge auction 2 weeks ago, right after I got back from our cruise. A friend of mine went to the auction and he was selling off most of his Trek memorabilia. And let me tell you, he had a ton of it. And, that's really sad. I know that he liked to keep it. And, but I think that, attorney's fees were getting pretty bad. And all because,
Batshit crazy.
Yeah, well, dude, she's fucking.
In other words, she's a woman.
No.
I'm just saying.
Neoma, you can kick him right in the shin. Give you permission. Please do.
Just saying.
So yeah, that was kind of interesting to see that he was arrested and booked on suspicion of being an accessory to the killing of Edward Mello, 43, whose body was found on October 29th, 2014 on the floor of his hotel room.
And his brother Yellow?
Yellow, very funny.
Thank you.
He's being held on $620,000 bail.
Amen, Brother Anthony.
Police did not indicate what role Pollock may have played in the killing, describe her only as an accessory after the fact. So our heart goes out to Mr. Picardo. Sorry, you gotta deal with that. What other news came out this week, which we thought was pretty damn funny? Oh yeah, Scotland Yard thought that Trekkies were bad enough to have to worry about as far as
overthrowing the government.
Overthrowing the government.
Yeah, do they not understand? Just really?
Here's the really crazy part, is they actually believed that, let me see if I can get this, that Heaven's Gate, the Heaven's Gate movement, the cult, was actually inspired by Star Trek. And I'm like, what? I don't think so.
If anything, blame Space 1999.
Heaven's Gate, isn't that like based off Scientology?
No. It made Scientology look sane.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate was past tense because they all killed themselves, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
remember
they had some
that?
bitchin' sneakers.
Didn't they also have like jumpsuits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was before Enterprise, so we know it wasn't that. It was very weird to see that Star Trek, and specifically Star Trek and X-Files.
Well, I can understand the X-Files one. I'm not gonna lie. By the way, Overly Attached Girlfriend is fucking awesome. If you get the chance, watch the tabletop where they're playing Cards Against Humanity that she's on. And she is a doll. She is a total doll.
She's in the Delta thing too.
She so doesn't belong at that table.
No, she really doesn't, because she's too nice.
She's way too nice.
So you would hear Aisha Tyler, spew her vulgarity, which I adore, and the look on her face, she would get her, because her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, too funny. She was just like, oh my God, she uses bad words.
She's so soft-spoken, so soft-spoken and pretty, and just like everything that is the opposite of Cards Against Humanity.
It really was. It was kind of funny to see her kind of out of her comfort zone. That's for sure.
What a type A gameplay and personality, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't she? She really came back, though, didn't she?
No. Aisha Tyler.
Oh, she burned it. That was.
Yeah, Aisha Tyler destroyed them all.
Yeah.
I think she beat them combined. The three of them combined.
Well, wasn't she drinking Knob Creek, too?
Yes.
I love her.
I want to hang with her so bad.
Mike?
I've got three items to talk about.
Look at Mike putting us back on track.
I know. Well, I was about to put a link in the chat room, but I'll let him talk first.
Well, I wanted to draw attention again to a couple Kickstarters and an article that I had come across.
Good.
So
Yay.
First up is the Star Trek Captain Pike. They've got 10 days to go and a long way to get there. $30,000 is where they're sitting at. They're looking for 112 with 10 days to go. This is the production where they're trying to create a 45-minute. They call it a pilot, but it's kind of like a prequel to a full feature, a full-length feature. But and it's based off of Captain Christopher Pike, and it's going to have, it's got a great cast. So I would like to see this, it shed some light into what is happening, or what happened to Pike in that, leading up to Rigel 7, and then the feature-length film that they want to do is actually going to be about what happened on Rigel 7, but they're going to need a lot of help before they get there. So if you can, please do try to donate. If not, perhaps it'll be another fundraiser. I don't know, but this is one I would like to see. Another Kickstarter that's currently going and it's just kicking ass. It's got 19 days to go. They've already earned $5,382 out of $1,500. So they've crushed their first two stretch goals. Their last stretch goal is for 7,000. I do not know if there is going to be more, but this is pretty cool. So support the Spock's Brain Kickstarter from 5-Year Mission.
5-Year Mission?
Yes, the song titles are freaking awesome. I'm just so excited. They've added T-shirts, Spock's Brain T-shirts,
and they still have 19 days to go, so that's great.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna get their final stretch goal, and I don't know what they're gonna do after that. Maybe they're gonna bring in some more stuff. We can only hope and see, but yeah, this is exciting. But some of the song titles: Hey Kara, For His Head is Hollow and I Have Touched Spock's Brain. R.C. Scott, Awful Lot of Trouble, Within the Mainframe, Colder in Russia, Gotta Save Spock's Brain, I Morgue, The Givers of Pain and Delight, My Directive is Prime, and Spock's Dog. And because they've reached the second stretch goal, they're going to be releasing to all of the backers the first 5 demos of this album. So this is we're going to get like a sneak peek before the album gets released of what's coming. So this is like awesome. If we hit the third stretch goal, we're going to get a sneak peek at all of them. So, let's make this happen. This is like totally cool. I'm just like squeeing inside. And then finally, I have some Star Trek Renegades news.
Yeah, you do.
Bastards at FedCon. Lucky bastards at FedCon got to see the unfinished movie in its entirety. Granted, it was unfinished, so that means apparently that some of the special effects were in early stages, unfinished. Some of the sound effects didn't quite line up. The music wasn't all there, but from what I've seen and heard from various people who did attend, it was incredible, and it's been Tim Russ and everyone involved has done a fantastic job. I for one am excited and cannot wait. This is I think a good sign. But it still seems like it's going to be a while before it gets out. They still intend to show it to CBS. I guess one of their hopes is that CBS will be interested in picking it up as an online series, which would be kind of interesting, considering, Daredevil, it's taken on a darker approach from what other Marvel shows are doing, specifically for the web. I think it might work in that instance, but Tim Russ is quoted as saying that he thinks that the chances of that happening are slim. But, I think it might work. work.
Well, considering that
Depending
this week, even Jonathan Frakes came out and said that he doesn't think that CBS is going to be recording or doing any kind of a show anytime soon. Were the words anytime soon?
Yeah.
That they want to concentrate on. You know what? They want to concentrate on keeping the movies and, as they said, focused at this point. I kind of don't blame them, considering that they did get caught. Here's the thing, you guys. Remember, when Voyager's DS9 and the movies were coming out, they felt that they oversaturated the market. Was it oversaturation, or was it just, they felt that the oversaturation led to the downfall and the poor performance of Nemesis? Was that really it, or was it just because Nemesis really did blow as a movie and they don't see it?
The second one.
That's what I'm thinking too. I don't think oversaturation.
I'm sorry. I want
was
to
it.
concentrate on the films. I guess because a corporation that bad doesn't, if one person would have to be in charge of everything. They can't, have teams to do different things, because God knows there's no CBS television. It's just all one big.
Well, it's Paramount. I'm wondering whether or not they made a mistake and made some kind of a weird contractual relationship with Paramount that said that they won't attempt to do anything until all the movies were done. You never know what's in those contracts.
But true. Right? That's true.
Maybe there's a non-compete.
The problem with the TNG movies was they weren't TNG.
Well, First Contact was great. I loved Insurrection, but I know a lot of people didn't because it really was an episode.
They tried to make Picard into an action hero.
It didn't not work. The problem was,
but that's not why people loved that. But that's not why people loved TNG. They were an ensemble cast.
That's true.
If you look,
you're right.
Basically, from First Contact on, it was Picard, Data, Picard, action hero.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Again, turning away from the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
People go to a movie to see the characters they love, be the characters they love, and once you start pulling that out, which is why the fans have been balking at the new Star Trek is again for character. I was just concerned. I don't want to say concerned. I just thought it was funny is that there seems to be this idea that, which I think is bullshit, about oversaturation. If oversaturation was a big problem, then Marvel would be hurting right now. Instead, Disney's stock is up to $110 per share.
Well, you have to also keep in mind that the shows, all of these shows, and basically the movies, they were being produced by the same handful of people. I mean, they were getting burned out. Pass the torch. Bring in some new blood. There's a lot of things that they could have done to keep the thing going, but they it's almost like they didn't trust anybody else.
And they stopped getting the inflow of new ideas that had a lot to do with it too, I think.
Yeah, which is all a symptom of the same problem. The same people just getting burned out.
Here's a thought for you. Remember people's reactions when George Lucas got paid $4 billion? Do you know what happened after that trailer was released? The teaser trailer?
Other than the creaming of many, many television screens?
Disney's stock went up by $2 billion.
Yeah, I know. I own stock. But I have to be clear to everybody.
Just think,
I'm excited about this.
One more teaser trailer, they've made their money back.
Right. No. Go ahead.
One more point about the oversaturation thing. NCIS. Do I have to say anything else?
Right. Law and Order.
Exactly. I mean, these are shows that have been around forever, it seems like.
And what do NCIS and Law and Order have in common? People loved the characters. I mean, exactly. Lenny. The seasons that had Lenny and Jesse L. Martin as his partner. I can't remember the character's name, but you also had Sam Waterston and Angie Harmon.
Yeah,
where people loved those characters.
Right. And yes, it's a procedural, and procedurals are pretty easy to make, especially when you base them on that week's headlines. You don't have to worry too much about, a fresh plot line.
But even if the character sucked, people wouldn't watch.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Exactly. A procedural just makes storytelling easy because it's a formula. You just follow. You just follow the ingredients. You just follow the recipe. But it's the characters that keep bringing people back.
Yeah.
Exactly, Castle, and you know, if you have horrible characters in a crap, I can't. My mind went blank.
Well, here's a good. Why do we love the novels that we love?
Yeah,
because the characters are alive in them. Why am I loving reading the Dresden Files? Because Harry Dresden is an amazing character.
Right.
You know, it's a noir urban fantasy Sam Spade kind of thing. But, you know, John Jackson's Takedown took a character that we love in Riker and turned him on his head.
Yeah, it really did. It turned him on his head. It was a fun roller coaster to find out, well, how the hell is he going to get out of this?
By the way, I was thinking about this on my flight in first class. I have a challenge for either John Jackson Miller or his Lord Dukeship, the Earl of Cool, James Swallow. A Christine Vale novel.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be
great. Make it happen.
Swallow, I'm looking at you.
Well, I just thought it was, you know, an interesting thing that has once again reared its ugly head, which is this, you know, everybody's being told now that CBS is not going to be pursuing a television series anytime soon because they want to back off and let the movies be its sole concentration because they fear diluting the market again. And I thought to myself, but the problem was never really dilution of the market. The problem was the fact that you blew it with Nemesis. It was a sucky script. You had a bad director. You had a bad art director, and you know
the characters were changing from what was identifiable, from what we knew of
Alan's
them.
making really rude hand gestures.
What, are there balls in his face?
No, something about a big dick in his mouth. I don't know what it was. About Nemesis. Yeah, it really sucked.
Yeah, it did.
Alan's feisty today.
Yeah, he is. We all are. And so I was just frustrated by that, and I thought, God, we're gonna miss out on the opportunity of having more of what we love, strictly because once again, a corporate office is so fearful of losing money that it doesn't understand the gargantuan amounts of money it could make if it just let itself go. Oh well.
Well, you know, Marvel had they played it safe because, you know, after Iron Man and the Avengers, the logical follow-up was a movie set in another part of the galaxy with a talking tree, you know, a walking tree and a talking raccoon. That only made sense to follow up with that.
Yeah, they kind of, you know. And don't you remember a lot of people were like, oh my God, they're really risking a lot. And I thought to myself, yeah, no, Disney's not stupid. They know what they're risking. And the thing is that here's the thing. And I think that's what everybody else is jealous about. Disney is the second largest entertainment conglomerate in the world. Second largest. Everybody else is pretty damn jealous of what they have. Disney actually can weather a loss, and not even it's not even a speed bump in their quarterly earnings. Not even a speed bump. So they can have a loser movie and turn around and sneeze. Tomorrowland's a perfect example. Tomorrowland is not going to perform well. It's just not. The word on the street is that it's a lackluster film. That everybody's saying, wait till the DVD and video comes out.
Right.
They'll make their money back on the DVD and the video streaming, and they're not even going to it's not even a blink of an eye to Disney's bottom line.
Well, and let's look at what they,
but
you know,
CBS
it's amazing.
Can't afford it because they don't have the fucking cash.
Well, and let's look at what they have right now. They've got Star Wars tentpole. They've got Marvel in all its incarnations, tentpole. You know, Pixar plus Disney itself.
Right. ABC, ESPN.
Let's look at the, you know, for such a huge corporation, they are not afraid to take risks.
No, because they can afford to take them, and that really is the difference.
They've always been built. Disney has always been built though on taking risks.
No, that's true.
And honestly, I'm starting to honestly believe that the best thing that could happen to Star Trek is if Disney were to snap it up.
I'm not, you know me, I don't disagree. I was pissed that Star Wars beat us to the punch because I'm sure that CBS would have enjoyed a $4 billion payout.
But there aren't any princesses in Star Trek.
Yeah, there are. I'm sorry, there are.
Yeah.
It's replete. And a new even a newer a new. Yeah, I'm sorry. It would have been. Oh well.
And at this point, seriously, after Daredevil, it could. What's it going to take? Marvel at this point is just. What are they doing? There's nothing they've done wrong.
No.
Since this whole start of this.
People are buying the comic books too. I mean, it's just, it's like, oh, this movie was great. I want to find out more about them. Oh, this movie was great. I want to do this. This movie was great. I want to find out more about them. It is feeding on itself. It really is feeding on itself, and not feeding on itself in a bad way. I shouldn't say feeding on itself. It's breeding itself is what it's doing. It's just, it keeps growing.
And kudos to them for not being afraid to go dark with Daredevil. To go really dark.
No, they needed to. Well, here's the question: is that not true to the character?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think that especially since they plan on keeping him separate from the MCU, kind of.
No, they're not.
Well, no. He's not going to be an Avenger.
But they're
right. That's what I mean.
No,
they're not going to bring him into
yes,
that.
Yes, they are. He's going to be in Civil War. That's why Jennifer Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist.
Oh, that's cool.
And the Defenders are all going to be a part of that. That's what everything is connected. Like they say with S.H.I.E.L.D., everything is connected.
That's true.
That's where CBS wouldn't have the balls to take and make something dark like that.
I'm not sure I really do believe that they might have the balls if they had the money, but they don't have the money, so the risk is too great.
Well, the other thing is Marvel has Kevin Feige as the producer, the point man for all of this.
Yeah, that's
maintaining the continuity.
Well, they have a continuity person now, the person who's in charge of all the canon for Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's one person in charge of all of it. And they're doing the same thing with Marvel. They're not stupid. There is one kind of overseer to make sure that things are consistent, product over product over product. And that's really what it is. It's just a quality assurance guy, right? It's the product is the universe.
And making sure that all the pieces of the puzzle are fitting, yeah.
They're the fucking Okudas for Star Wars or for Marvel, right?
Yeah.
The Okudas were in charge of the consistency of the product. And they did an amazing job for Star Trek for such a long time.
Yeah.
Until they decided to throw the whole thing away. And that's maybe CBS is shooting itself in the foot. Or in the face, kind of going, "Oh man, we blew it. We started something new when we didn't really have to."
Because look how far out Marvel has everything planned.
Oh,
2025 or something?
Yeah.
2026.
And Star Wars is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Jeez, a little planning and somebody at the helm? Huh. Imagine that.
I know.
Bring back Braga. Bring back Braga. Heads just exploded that those words came out of my mouth.
I know. That's pretty trippy. Well, I did post
He is the king of time travel, after all. He can return.
He can go back and convince them not to have JJ. Brandon, baby, we're looking at you.
I did post a link of an article from StarTrek.com into our chat room. It features an interesting trailer for a new movie that's coming out featuring Zoe Saldana as well as Mark Ruffalo called Infinitely Polar Bear. This is their official entrance, I think, at Cannes. Either way, it's an independent film drama that features them as an estranged couple. She leaves him and her two daughters to attend graduate school in New York. He is bipolar. It sounds like a very interesting, character-driven drama. So congratulations to the two of them on a creative, new, what are we saying? We're always lacking. Where's the risk? Well, independent film, they do some amazing shit. So congratulations to the two of them of getting some good work out of it. Also,
right on.
This week they announced, or I finally got my email from Amazon.com telling me that I can expect delivery of Dayton Ward's new book. Now, I don't know what I did to piss off Amazon, but apparently I'm getting it 2 weeks after everybody else.
I got mine last week.
I don't get mine till the 15th.
Does that mean it's sold out and they're having to order more?
I don't know why mine's taking so much longer.
I got mine 6 months ago.
Oh, liar.
Liar.
Liar. Well, the new
I got mine
TNG
before
novel
you wrote it.
Armageddon's Arrow by Dayton Ward is set to be released on May 26th. That's Tuesday. But my
People
Amazon,
have already been seeing it out in the wild.
Yes, they have, and I'm all jelly.
In the hinterlands.
Hinterlands. Where is that?
It's outside of the hunterlands.
I want it now. I want it now. Well,
So
the blurb is, let me read it for our listeners. It is a new age of exploration, and the USS Enterprise is dispatched to the Odyssean Pass, a region charted only by unmanned probes and believed to contain numerous inhabited worlds. Approaching a star system with 2 such planets, Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his crew find a massive alien vessel drifting in interstellar space for decades. Sensors detect life aboard the derelict. Aliens held in suspended animation. Thought to be an immense sleeper ship, the vessel actually is a weapon capable of destroying entire worlds. The final gambit in a war that has raged for generations across the nearby system. Now caught in the middle of the conflict, Picard attempts to mediate as both sides want this doomsday weapon, which was sent from the future with the sole purpose of ending interplanetary war before it even began. Interesting.
He
It's
stole that from me.
400 pages, guys.
Dayton stole that from me.
So it's almost like its own doomsday machine.
Well, here's the thing. Isn't it weird that Dayton's turning into like the Brandon Braga of novels?
Wow.
Everything's time travel.
Whoa, you just blew my mind.
Wow.
He is working. He did post on Facebook just yesterday, I think, that he's been working on the sequel to Crap. My mind is not functioning.
Is that one of his books? Crap, my mind is
No, that's apparently the name of one of my books.
History Shadow.
History Shadow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's
working on the sequel to History Shadow, which is another time.
He's just gonna dine on that motherfucker for a long time, isn't he?
You know what? We eat it up. That's the thing. Is that the one thing is we give the Brandon Braga crap for, and I very lovingly give Dayton crap for. It's yes, time travel, but we eat the shit up. We eat it up. We love it. It's fun.
Christopher L. Bennett with the DTI has taken it to a whole new level.
Well, that's true too. It's not just Dayton. I mean, we eat up time travel stories like there's no tomorrow. We just see what I did there.
Took me a second. Oh.
And with the improper use of time travel, there could be no tomorrow.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
I was just
Which The Flash? Do you guys watch The Flash?
I have seen many episodes.
Did you see the season finale?
I have.
Okay, Mike.
Yes.
If he never existed, then The Flash wouldn't exist.
Yes and no.
No. If he never existed, he couldn't have built the particle accelerator.
Wells existed, and Wells did create the thing.
But he's not...
The other guy, the Thrawn guy, he accelerated the plan. So, in theory, the Flash would not exist for another 2 decades, I think is what they had established early on in the series. Wow.
This is why Dave Mack, when I said that, I tweeted it to Flash Writers Room. I was like, so wait a minute, if he never existed, why is there a Flash? And Dave Mack wrote back with, and this is why time travel stories are so difficult.
Yes, I can imagine. I really can. I mean, and why I think that Star Trek always had a nice out with the multiple universe. That the moment that the decisions
Terry,
made.
In Flash, they do talk about that there's infinite universes. I really thought that they were going to lead to the, start leading. And they even had a little homage to the original Flash with the Doughboy helmet with the wings on it come flying through.
George corrects me. He said that it was 5 years, not 2 decades. The year is supposed to be 2020 is when the original Wells was supposed to have run the experiment.
They're doing Earth 2 next year with Jay Garrick, who's the original Flash.
Right.
Cool.
But there was a funny line that, considering what we're talking about, oh shit. I'm in so much pain. I was going to say, I'm
dealing with 2 co-hosts that are either in pain or on pain meds, and I'm like, oh, no.
Well, there's still the pain even with the pain meds.
Oh,
But,
I know.
Yeah.
They showed a villain in the season finale, Terry, horrified of something that was going on.
Ew.
When the black hole was opening up on the Earth. God, that's so stupid to say.
You mean the wormhole? It wasn't a black
Whatever,
hole.
it's all the same.
If you don't thread the needle, then it becomes the black hole.
When Captain Cold turned around and the look on his face, like, oh shit.
Well, let's move. I want to move on. We have a couple more things before we talk about.
By the way, Orphan Black, awesome.
I have some stuff for you on that.
On Orphan Black?
Yeah, I got one of the. This is just a small squirrel. Everybody, Loot Crate had some Orphan Black stuff in it, so I have Loot Crate stuff for you. So you can pick that up in August when you come.
I know. Did you see there's Orphan Black vinyl pops now?
Oh, how cute!
Yeah,
I love vinyl pops. Okay.
Oh, there you go, Terry. There's the helmet.
I put an article into the chat room that touches this from StarTrek.com, but it discusses the news from our friends over at Disruptor Beam who create and are working on Star Trek timelines. Galaxy map factions and story choices are discussed in this article with regards to the new browser-based game called Star Trek Timelines. So please check that out. They are going to be featured once again at Star Trek Las Vegas. StarTrek.com is going to have a panel that will place a couple of the people from Disruptor Beam on the stage. So if you've got questions about the upcoming game, make sure that you're there. Or if you can't attend Star Trek Las Vegas, please send us your questions and we will make sure that we speak to our buds over at Disruptor Beam and get your questions answered. We'll be more than happy to be there in your stead.
Cool. Speaking of mobile gaming, I've been playing Star Trek Trexels, which is now on Android.
Yay! I have it on my iPad, so I've had it on iOS for a while. It's a very cute little game.
I like it. In some ways, it is far superior to this Family Guy event.
Yes.
In other ways, not so much.
Exactly.
But what I do like about it is that you're not waiting like 6 to 8 hours for something to complete. It's all the times are very reasonable. 15 minutes or so. They have this little mini game where you're flying through a debris field, shooting debris and collecting resources. I love that little game. The exploration, a lot of it seems like exploration. It seems very Star Trek in its exploration. You get to raise up your officer, train them, get them, more proficient in various things. And then once you finish training them, you go on the holodeck, which is kind of cool. And it gets a little ridiculous there. It's not, but I think it's supposed to be kind of fun. For instance, I had trained my captain, in this to just a little bit of every skill, and the holodeck simulation was like, let's go shoot some stuff. And it was just kind of ridiculous, but it's like, okay, it's the holodeck, it's supposed to be fun, and so it works. But I'm really enjoying the game, and I'm glad that it is now available on Android. So if you have an Android, check it out. It's definitely worth checking out and playing.
$5.
It's free.
Oh, it was free, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and so at that price, you can't pass it up. So yeah, check it out. I'm enjoying it, and so I'll play for a few minutes, and then it does use up my battery, but I've got a huge screen, so that's part of the reason. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having fun with it. I play a couple times a day.
Well, and you should. It's a really cute game. I enjoy it. I play on the iPad. I haven't played it in months, though. I have to.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage. Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
I did put a couple of Star Trek Online things into the chat room. First and foremost, real easy. R&D packs are 20% off until through Memorial Day. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday, too late. But the big news this week was something that we were all very excited about. I think most of us were very excited about. Aaron Eisenberg posted a picture on Facebook last week of him in a recording studio with headphones on in front of a mic, and all he said was, "I'm recording for Star Trek Online." And we were so excited to see. And sure enough, this week, Star Trek Online posted in the news with the characterization of Nog. Captain Nog will be a character in the upcoming Star Trek Online featured episode, I believe, that's coming up. And he'll be
One would
reprising
assume.
his work. Yeah, but I'm just really interested because it's going to be neat to see how he's going, his character is supposed to be, a captain now. And how did his...
He's the captain of the SCE ship USS Chimera, which is cool. Because he was a good engineer. He made a dead Vorta walk.
He made Vorta go.
He made
Vorta go.
Which is better than having vertigo.
Well, it's a great article, and it's a wonderful interview that they have posted with Aaron Eisenberg. So please give it a read. The link is in the chat room, and congrats to everybody over at Cryptic Studios. I think that's great. I'm loving all of the new voiceover work. I think Robert Duncan McNeil's work was just the best. I just loved, and now I'm at that point again, admittedly in game where I've because of the R&D, I took a big advantage of the R&D pack sale and was able to upgrade Beth's. I put her into the new pilot escort.
Oh, cool! Right on.
It's freaking awesome. I love that thing. I love it. I love it very much.
Yeah, they're nice ships. I love the Klingon ones.
Yeah, they're fun to fly. I like the barrel roll, getting out of shit aspect of it. I like the fact that you don't have to wait 3 minutes for it to fill back up again. I've been playing a lot of the PvE queued events for the Iconian stuff. I've been playing Brotherhood of the Sword and Gates of Grethor. Is that it?
Oh yeah, yes.
Is that the name of it? I've been playing those two a lot.
Right on.
I have to say, if you guys, the problem is right now because so many people are in the pilot ships. They're all playing their tacticals. It can be a little difficult to hit time limits when you don't have an engineer or a science on your team. I'm just saying. You get five tacks in there, and there's a big problem of people not understanding that you really need to take down the gateways. And if you've got spawning gateways, there you just end up with so many enemies you don't know how to get out, and you end up dying a lot because you're all in small little ships that I've had the last 3 Grethor runs I've done took me 45 minutes.
Holy cow.
They were very long processes, and they were it's just people were, and I probably died 20 times in the last one I did yesterday. It was really hard. And that's on the easy level, folks. This was not on advanced. It wasn't on elite. It was the easy level ones.
Well, maybe that's the problem. I've been running them on advanced and getting through them fairly reasonably. But then again, advanced people tend to know what they're doing. They're a little bit more focused. I don't know. Again, it could be team balance is a little bit better, but try playing it on advanced. Now that you have a feel for how the event is supposed to go, try it on advanced, and I think you're going to have better experiences.
Okay, I will. It was just it really got a little tiring. However, I do have to say that people are finally starting to get the hang of Brotherhood of the Sword. That's a real fun, easy run for me now.
Oh yeah, that is a great one.
I like it.
Are you running it on easy or?
I'm running it on easy just because I just want to get the marks. I don't now. I'll probably have to start running it on advanced, get the R&D packs that I need. I'm running out of radiogenic particles, but because I've been doing a lot of upgrading. I've been like I said, I got the Iconian set, from the featured episode. So I've got the beam, the torpedo, and the console. And
sweet.
I upgraded all 3 of those to Mark 14.
Nice.
And I started to upgrade all of the beam weapons that he's got. And I just finished all of the consoles yesterday. So everything that Beth has on her ship is at least Mark 14 blue, purple, or ultra. And I actually did I get an epic? No, I missed. I how do you get epics? That's what I want to
Just got to keep doing the upgrades.
You have to subscribe to the HBO package, I believe, to get epics, and Reels comes with the Showtime package.
Well played, Nick. Well played.
That was good. Yeah, it's not guaranteed, but it helps if the quality. If you have those quality boosters, just use up every one.
And the only way you can get the quality boosters really is through the packs.
Yeah, you can buy them on the exchange, but that's how you're going to get the epic. Is get the quality up as high as possible. You're going to have to probably go through the upgrade process several times. Eventually you'll hit it. For me, I've noticed it usually costs me about 100,000 dilithium to hit an epic.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Speaking of dilithium, I'm very happy to say that dilithium is up. I tend to, even though I do the mining, I do tend to be one of those people that sells in to get dilithium because I can. And I'm very excited to say that dilithium is at about 260 right now. So it was $20 and it got me about $1 million.
Nice.
Which was great. So yay. I was very happy with that because that's what I appreciate. It's, again, I don't mind mining dilithium and I do it frequently because I get the VIP things and I just go to the...
Yeah, but it takes so long
that it's just easier for me to
refine it.
Yeah.
I've got 900,000. I've got 900,000 raw dilithium. It's like that's great. That's a shitload of dilithium that I can't use for how long? So yeah, that's the downside. Meanwhile, so I have to wait a few weeks in order to refine some dilithium before I can actually use it again or continue with my upgrading.
Well, let's finish things up with a brief update on the convention.
Okay.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent up here's wearing a vest.
All right. Conventions even though no new guests have been announced this week, Creation Entertainment has come out with additional information regarding the all of the other stuff, the non-celebrity panels. So don't forget that there's a wonderful concert featuring James Darren and the Nevada Pops Orchestra that will be conducted by Dennis McCarthy, who of course composed most of the Star Trek music for Star Trek TNG, Voyager, Enterprise, and the films. General admission ticketing will be available for $40 per person. It's gold captain's chairs, and copper package weekend patrons will get tickets automatically with their weekend package. StarTrek.com is announced the first set of their panels this year. They're going to be discussing engaging. I was kind of disappointed when I read this. It says they're going to be discussing engaging literature within Star Trek. And I thought, oh, yay, they're going to do a book panel. And no, they're not going to be doing a book panel. The panel is discussing the use of literature within the script writing of Star Trek. So
they're going to talk Shakespeare and
Alice
Moby
in Wonderland
Dick.
And holo novel references.
Because that's never been done.
Right. So I was a little disappointed, but they are going to be doing a beyond what's called Beyond the Cover, where they're going to be talking about the development of upcoming books, but these are going to be the not the novels, not the Star Trek lit. It's going to be like Captain Kirk's autobiography, the wit and wisdom of Star Trek. I'm sure it's going to be discussing, Paula Block and Terry Erdman's new the costumes of Star Trek book. So these are going to be the more collective collector item books as opposed to the novels. So they'll be talking about that. Yeah, I was like, I want that. That's great. I'm really looking forward to that panel, but I really, really was hoping that they would have, some coverage of the novels. They are going to be talking about the restoration of the Enterprise, the one that has just been pulled down from exhibit at the Smithsonian, to the 11-foot filming model.
Right.
They're going to be doing a project update. They're also going to be talking about IDW Comics, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And then right now, Disruptor Beam is going to have a panel regarding Star Trek timelines. Now, I am also hearing rumors, unsubstantiated they may be, I'm also hearing rumors that Cryptic will be there and will be putting forth at least a presence, if not a panel, at Star Trek Las Vegas again. So this is by no means a full and complete list. It's also Voyager's 20th anniversary.
Zero, hope you're there.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see her. Miss her. 20th anniversary of Voyager. And right now, tentatively, they are going to be having a 20th anniversary panel with Kate Mulgrew, Jerry Ryan, Robert Beltran, Tim Russ, Robert Picardo, Roxanne Dawson, and Garrett Wong. And Michael Westmore, you know how last year he did the makeup for Jadzia Dax for Terry Farrell? This year he's going to be recreating Chakotay's face makeup for with Robert Beltran.
Oh, sweet. Right on.
Which I thought was going to be really fun. So that's there. They're having a costume parade again, so cosplayers, don't forget. Great rewards. Garrick's Tailor and Repair will be back. Yay! I'm very excited about this. This is great. This was a wonderful service to the cosplayers at Star Trek Convention that helped them with small repairs and efforts to their costumes, and it was a free service and just a nice touch and a resource for the cosplayers who go. The bingo party's back. The Voodoo Lounge party is back. The Rat Pack, of course, will be back and will be closing the show on Sunday night, which is not to be missed. Do not miss this. If you're going to the Star Trek Las Vegas convention, don't leave early.
Well, yeah.
If you don't have to. If you don't have to. We understand that there are some people who, have
familial obligations.
Obligations, right. But I'm just saying, if you can, stay on Sunday night because this is freaking awesome.
And the cheerleaders will be there.
The what?
I'm hoping
the cheerleaders will be there this year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm hoping to check it out this year. I have not been able to see it yet, so I'm hoping to.
Haven't seen the Rat Pack yet, Mike?
No,
I've not. Every year that I've been, they have not been in attendance.
Well, one year they were, but somebody was too hungover.
No, they have never been there when I was there.
Yeah, you just don't remember it.
Well, the Rat Pack is Max Grodenchik, Armin Shimmerman, Vaughn Armstrong, Jeffrey Combs, Casey Biggs, and Bill Burchell, and they are awesome. Casey Biggs is great. Quark's Bar will be back, and this time they've given us a recipe for the Raktagino. I can never pronounce that right.
Raktagino.
By the way, everybody, write this down. 1 ounce of coffee liqueur, so your favorite, whether it be Godiva coffee or maybe Kahlua. 1 ounce of chocolate liqueur. 1 ounce of butterscotch schnapps.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
2 ounces of half and half, and then 2 squirts of chocolate syrup. Shake it, and then, that sounds really yummy.
That really does.
It sounds really yummy.
The butterscotch surprises me.
Right.
There's always room for butterscotch, people.
And here it says, when it comes to Quark's Bar, located within the convention itself, it's in the secondary ballroom this year. How do I say it? They have the secondary ballroom, and then they open up the air walls for Quark's Bar when they do the...
And it really made the karaoke so much better because now people weren't having to run out all the way up to...
Right. So people can buy drinks and listen to karaoke, and it's just one big party room now. It's kind of fun.
It really is. And who got to sing Bohemian Rhapsody with Max Grodenchik? This guy.
They have something called the James T. Kirk, consisting of Bacardi Superior, gin vodka, blue Curacao, and Sprite. The James T. Kirk.
And
before Adrian and I do our song, maybe I shall have to engage in one of those.
Right. And it's nice to see that, don't forget, Joan Collins is making an appearance this year, and she's going to be there the whole weekend. She's going to be in the vendor's room.
Is Harlan Ellison going to be there? Because I would pay to watch them interact
I doubt
after
it.
last year.
I really doubt it, seriously. However, they will be doing a memorial for Grace Lee Whitney and Leonard Nimoy.
Right on.
The house band this year is Cy Fried. I've never had the opportunity to hear their music, but I'm excited to hear it. And then John Tenuto is back, the professor of Star Trek. He'll be doing 4 panels discussing Star Trek through the newspapers, parts 1 and 2, as well as the history of Star Trek Voyager and the collectibles of Star Trek Voyager. And then the promenade is kind of expanding a little bit. They're still going to have Balloon Wizard tattoo artists, caricatures, and face painting. Geek Nation tours, yay!
Yay! Hi, Terrace.
Hi, Terrace.
Hi,
We
Mrs.
love you
Terrace.
guys. They'll be back, which is great. They're not doing a tour this year, that they will be there at their booth, and they will be doing a panel on their planned 2016 event, which promises to be big and awesome. And it says return to the G&T site often as we post more details as they come. Isn't that sweet?
Really? Is that what Terry?
No,
G&T,
they're
Geek
G&T,
Nation
Geek
Tours.
Nation Tours. And yeah, I was like, oh, oh yeah, no. And 20th
Looks like I'm going to have to beat that Canadian's ass again.
Now, here's our good friends over at Mission Log Podcast, Rod Roddenberry and John Champion, Rod Roddenberry and John Champion and Ken Ray. They're going to be doing a podcast. It sounds to me like they're going to be doing a panel podcast, which I think is great. I'm very excited. They've always been good to us, and we hopefully are good to them too. There's a music video contest, everybody. Don't forget, if you want to participate in the music video contest, you have to get your entries in long before the conference. So where is it? Where's the date? Doesn't say. Either way, send your entries into Creation Entertainment in Glendale. The address is on the website. And that's kind of it. So that's the big push from this week. Wasn't the discussion regarding, they've 99 Star Trek people already booked and confirmed, or subject to change. But this big week was more of them talking about all the sides, what they call the side stuff, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is really fun.
Right on.
Well, Terry, let me give you a quick rundown. For those that are on the East Coast,
yes.
May 29th to 31st at the Washington Convention Center in Washington, D.C.
Good.
Let's see. Celebrity guests. Well, you've got...
what's the name of the con?
Awesome Con.
There you go.
And I love the way they break down their guests, because here's how they've it broken down. All appearing Friday, appearing Saturday, appearing Sunday. Comic book men, comic guests, cosplay guests, Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, Man of Action, Once Upon a Time, Power Rangers, Star Trek, Supernaturals, voice actors, and WWE. So if you're interested in, like, who's going to be there from Power Rangers, they actually have it set aside so that you can go to all of those different that way. From Star Trek, George Takei and William Shatner will both be there.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Supernatural.
Huge following.
Mark Pellegrino. Once Upon a Time, Kristen Bauer, Marin Dungy, and Victoria Smurfit. That's her name. Smurfit. Smurfit. Let's see. Lord of the Rings. John Rhys Davies.
Nice.
And Sean Astin.
Oh, have fun.
Doctor Who. Alex Kingston and Arthur Darvill.
Although if I were to meet Sean Astin, I would totally have to bring my video or my, Rudy thing. I would have to have him sign a Rudy thing.
Oh, yeah. Now, Karen Gillian had to back out.
Oh, that's a shame.
Can you imagine if I had been in the same building with Karen Gillian and Dina Meyer?
No.
Thank you. Power Rangers. Austin St. John, who was the red Power Ranger. David Yost, who was blue. Karen Ashley, who was yellow. And Walter E. Jones, who was the black. I mean, that's a pretty big amount of people. From WWE, World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, going to be in the house. And Diva Natalia. So this is just scratching the surface. So it's growing every year, which is really awesome.
And I would like to also put out there a request from any of our listeners who may have attended FedCon in Germany. Just this past week, right? Weeks ago? Just this past week. To funnel us information, tell us how it was, and if you want to write a review on our fan dance, please let us know.
Shore Leave has added somebody, Terry.
Oh?
Yes. They have Aaron Ashmore from Warehouse 13.
Oh, I love him.
Daniel Davis, who played Moriarty in Star Trek The Next Generation.
Nice.
David Nickel, NYKL. He's from Stargate Atlantis and Arrow and Supernatural. They have Jesse Rath, Tony Curran, and Jamie Murray, who are all from Defiance. They're like the albino-looking people.
Yeah, Jamie Murray was also H.G. Wells in Warehouse 13.
Yes, and on Dexter.
Isn't she also on Game of Thrones? Not that I watched Game of Thrones.
No.
She's not. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They've just added Rekha Sharma. She played Tori Foster on Battlestar Galactica. And, of course, the big name that I'll be missing, John Barrowman.
Oh.
But that's, you know what?
That's awesome.
That's for a fan-run little convention. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
And it is nice that they're able to service the East Coast and the people who aren't able to make it to Star Trek Las Vegas. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I'm still peeved that hopefully we will have a representative there covering it while we are at Las Vegas. We'll see how that goes.
And if somebody gets Barrowman saying he doesn't listen to the G&T show, I will give you I will give you my landlord's dog. I will give you Makeda.
Okay. We have voicemail and email.
Great.
We do.
Yes.
So we'll begin with the voicemail.
All right.
Hello, GNT. This is Batman, and I just want to let you know that when I'm at the Batcave and I've got nothing to do, I GNT. Yeah, because I'm Batman.
Yeah, so Batman listens to us.
See the things we get?
Y'all wonder why I drink heavily and shoot heroin.
Okay, so we have email regarding outrage over Black Widow.
Oh, very interesting.
So something that I noticed that I hadn't seen mentioned in all this kerfuffle was the fact that Bruce Banner was also similarly affected. How he started to become the hero that he is now made him infertile, just like the start of the process for Black Widow. Neither was by choice, but by victim of circumstance, and both thought of themselves as monsters. In part because they didn't feel themselves as fully human because of what they had become. For Natasha, it was the remorseless assassin. For Bruce, the Hulk. My question is, how can someone be misogynist when they treated a male character in the exact same way as the female? In the end, it was the Hulk Banner that was weaker for taking the flee option and not facing and allowing himself the opportunity to have been a part of a mutually supportive relationship of equals, which was something that he felt that he didn't deserve.
May I go first, Terry?
That was by Baz. Thank you, Baz.
I don't see that as particularly being a weak character so much as it is a truthful character. People mindfuck themselves over this shit all the time. People sacrifice themselves because they don't want to put somebody else into a position. I think, if anything, it shows a more true to form character. I never really had, like I said last week, I never really had a problem with the characterization of either one of these people being involved in a relationship. I don't think it weakened either character. I think it made them more honest characters. I think it made them more human characters, even though they see themselves as being inhuman. They're down on themselves. They are they're dealing with their own self-loathing, and that is a big portion of what many people in our society are dealing with today, right? Self-loathing. And why is that it doesn't make them less in my eyes. I think it makes them more real.
Well, here's the problem. And you said that was from Baz?
Yes.
Baz, that was... oh, God, I must be medicated. Baz, that was a really good email.
It really was.
Here's the problem. How can it be misogynistic? Like Terry was saying, people are now taking words to manufacture outrage to fit their view of what others should be outraged about. A good example along these lines is there's a woman, Jedediah Bila, wrote a commentary about looking up the word sexism, because the president of the National Organization of Women said that President Obama critiquing a speech by Senator Elizabeth Warren was sexist because he called her Elizabeth. So using her first name was sexist. This is where we've gotten to.
Yeah,
what was he supposed to refer her by? Her,
well,
I mean, honey baby sweetheart.
I think the president was trying to build up his own trustworthiness on this issue by convincing us that Senator Warren's concerns are not to be taken seriously, but did it in a sexist way. The clear subtext is that the little lady just doesn't know what she's talking about. This is a woman that he talks to probably daily. You know,
and that's correct. I would have to say that, you know what? I would have to say that's kind of, well, that's not, no, that's totally stupid. You're talking about a person who obviously has a relationship in a working manner where if it had been, say, if it had been any other senator, or that he might have called him by his first name as well.
Exactly. And so when President Bush called Condoleezza Rice Condi, was that sexist? No, they had a long-standing relationship.
They had a long history, and that's who they know. He knows her as. Now, was there, in the context of...
Look, there's a lot of things we could say about President...
There would have been a breach of protocol and etiquette if it had been a male or a female, and he called him by their first name and he forgot to call him senator. If he was discussing them in a professional context, yes, but that's not sexist. That is just a mistake you do when you're working with somebody on a frequent basis and you've become close,
accustomed,
associates.
Yeah. I think Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth is off on this one. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, it's not sexist. It shows a closer relationship where it's I believe the good senator from the state of Massachusetts. Oh, please get over yourselves with your protocol. You know what I mean? And look, there's a lot of things I can say about the president. He's not sexist. I don't think. You know what I mean? When he called Hillary, when she was Secretary of State, Hillary,
I agree, Mr. Minetti, Michelle.
This is where we've gotten is, so Joss Whedon is misogynistic because the character of Black Widow is rendered infertile? No, it's part of the tragedy is the Black
other
Widow.
Thing too is that how many the allegations of Joss Whedon's sexism and misogyny, first and foremost, outside of the fact they were totally fucking ridiculous, kept changing because once an argument would come up proving these people that their ideas were incorrect, that Whedon is not misogynist, that they would change the story. It was it's not about her being infertile, it's about her being in a relationship when she's somehow having to rely upon the male to be an individual. Well, that's bullshit. And I don't think any woman is reduced in humanity or in strength because she falls in love. I find that reprehensible to think that the only way a woman could be strong is to be sexless, to be without a supportive partner, whether that be male or female or anybody else. You don't have to be frigid to be feminist.
Love does not make a person weak, I don't think.
I agree. That's exactly right. And anybody who believes that a relationship or love or that it makes you weaker, that tells me exactly where you're coming from. And if there's anybody who's weak, it's you.
Well, and like I said last week, it had everything to do with the choice being taken away from her.
Exactly, from both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's funny is that I've also heard some other people who were upset because it was they felt that there was there was a slam against childless couples. Well, I had to laugh out loud with that one, going, wait a minute.
There was?
Yeah. And I won't even discuss on air who this person was because
is it somebody I know?
I wasn't offended, but I was so anti their point of view on this that I kind of had to go, oh yeah, and I'm gonna walk away. But Alan and I are a childless couple, but we're childless by choice. I was not offended by the idea that Black Widow and Bruce Banner, that Natasha and Bruce had a discussion regarding the fact that they may have wanted to have had children had they given the opportunity. What's so wrong with that?
It's the responsible thing to do when you're when you're entering into a relationship with someone that is potentially serious.
Yeah. Well, and bringing it to Trek storytelling too, one of the things that I saw people complaining about, and this blew my mind. In the first movie, in the first Avengers, a lot of people came away thinking that Clint Barton and Natasha had some kind of romantic background.
Well, those are the shippers. They do that.
Well, not
even
kind
just
of
shippers, just people.
I had that impression, Nick.
Okay, people were angry that Clint was married with children, like angry, like frothing angry, and I was like, so you're upset that this guy has a life outside of his putting on his suit and going to work every day as a hero?
I thought the way that they showed or they evolved and revealed their relationship, Natasha and Barton's, what was great. It showed that there was
a male
true
and a female friendship,
and then
sex.
And then he had it. This was his day job,
and not the least of which is their coworkers.
And then at the end of the day,
the relationship
quote unquote,
that these two people have are not unlike any male-female cop partnership that's out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to fuck each other to be good coworkers. As a matter of fact, you don't want them being that way.
Well,
for the most part.
Hold on. I wanted to see it with Cagney and Lacey.
Well,
and at the end of the day, he goes home to his family.
No. Oh God, no. You know what show did a great job of that? Of partners that were partners and friends, but never was Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. But it's more of an aspect of the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you work with somebody, just because you're partners with somebody, especially in life-threatening situations, doesn't mean you have to have sex with them. I don't understand why there's this understanding that somehow Clint and Black Widow, or even people in Star Trek who are in the same relationship, that somehow they needed to go have sex with each other, a la Crusher and Picard.
Yeah, exactly. I still want to know what happened in Budapest.
Everybody wants to know what happens in Budapest, and I love the idea that we will never know.
We better not ever know.
We better not ever know. I don't want to know what happens in Budapest. I just love the idea that everybody knows that something happened in Budapest.
And that's one thing that Star Trek never had, some kind of ongoing thing where they said, like the time on...
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Jadzia had a few of those.
I was just going to say, Captain Bidet. Who doesn't want to know what Captain Bidet looked like?
I know, seriously. Jadzia had a lot of great stories that you kind of went, oh yeah, that'd be fun to go through. Well,
and Jadzia, one of the great things about Jadzia,
I
don't know how to say this. It's not meant as a negative, even though the word, Terry's going to yell at me, but I think she'll know where I'm coming from.
I hope so.
Jadzia was the biggest slut in Star Trek history and wore it with pride, and it was awesome.
I wouldn't use the term slut. I would use the term
party girl?
No, because that's still a negative connotation. She was sexually aware. She was supposed to be what Troy was. She was what Troy was supposed to be. Troy ended up being frigid, and I don't understand how that happened because she was fucking Betazoid. Huh?
Troy was supposed to be that?
Well, she was Betazoid. She was supposed to have no fear of sexual freedom.
It's that half human thing. Remember, because human...
Was her daddy going around, don't be a slut? I don't think so. He married a Betazoid who was a lunatic and lovely.
Let's be honest.
Jadzia was more Loaxana's daughter than Troy was.
If Loaxana was our mother, wouldn't we be kind of shutting ourselves in a box too?
I don't think so. I really think that I think it was the writers getting really, really fearful of having a sexually free female character on the show, so they toned her down.
Yeah, Will was free to wear that stupid outfit and bang everything that came along.
Right, but a female wasn't. So that was a writer's problem, and it was their stupidity. But I'm with you. I think in this particular case, I think Jadzia was one of those, it was easier for us in the greater fandom to take and to take that in from Jadzia, namely because she had previous lives as a man.
Yeah. Well, do you also think it was a product of the 90s as compared to the 80s or the 60s? 90s.
And yes, I think that had a lot to do with it.
Because
Time
really-
moved forward. Sure.
Yeah, well, because it was in the 90s, I remember the first time I saw Buffy and saw a woman getting her ass kicked, how it just kind of made me stop and go, oh my God. Because really, up until Buffy, we hadn't really seen that.
Right. Until Xena. Xena and Buffy changed a lot.
Yeah. Because it really was. The idea of it, of seeing a woman get her ass kicked like that was so repugnant. But again, hey, who was it that did Buffy? Huh.
You know how I feel. I'm not sure. The fact of the matter is his brother and his sister-in-law, I guess, Joss Whedon's they're still the showrunners on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
So I'm not worried about that. Not worried about anything. And
Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have any strong females, so we have to.
Yeah, right. Well, either way, Mike, what kind of announcements do we have?
We still have contests.
Yes, we do.
So,
How many do we have going on at this point, Mike?
Well, there's yours and there's Terry's. Your contest is the getting a Star Trek celebrity to tell us that they never listened to the GNT show, and Terry's is the Absent Enemies. You have to find the scene from Absent Enemies for a chance to win Takedown,
right? Both
by John Jackson Miller. So you check out the ebook Absent Enemies, which is a Titan novel.
Novella, right?
Novella. Find Terry's favorite scene, and no, it's not the one with Riker throwing a chair, though she does love it. And then email us and tell us what scene it is, and if you're right, you get a copy of John Jackson Miller's Star Trek The Next Generation Takedown. And of course, we already talked about Nick's contest earlier on in the show, so I'm not going to repeat that. But
you bastard.
Oh, what? You're more than welcome to talk about it again.
It's okay, Mike. It's fine. I don't care. I don't really care.
You already said that Dina Meyer's going to win.
We haven't stopped to ask Dayton's, by the way. We just haven't gotten any questions.
Yes, I sent him one this week. He said he'll have it for us in the future.
Great. Okay.
Ooh, cool.
So if you have a question for Dayton Ward, don't forget, send it into hosts@gntshow.com, and we will make sure we get it over to him because he's still willing to talk to you. Oddly enough.
And us. We haven't scared him away completely.
Yeah, really. We have some interviews being scheduled, so we're going to be getting back on the supplemental log gigs, which is great.
It's been a long hiatus, but we're finally getting things going.
Yeah, we needed a break. It's nice. It's nice. It was nice to, but now I'm looking forward to speaking with some of what we have set up.
Yep. Other than that, I think that's it.
Awesome.
I can't think of anything else at the moment. So support those Kickstarters that we talked about earlier. Definitely support 5-Year Mission and Captain Pike.
And again,
keep an eye out for Renegades.
Yep.
Continues. And, they're gonna be coming out very soon as well.
Yeah.
I think.
And by the way, the peeps over at Farragut sent me a signed copy of Episode 5's The Crossing.
Ooh, nice.
And if I'm thinking about a contest for that, so
nice.
We'll see. It might just be. We'll see what we do. And there's a couple of people, Don Bell and Baz. I will be getting in touch with you regarding your awards for the last contest, the YIGNT show or YIGNT. Thanks to everybody who entered. That was a great response, and we get some really fun stuff from across all of our social media. Where can people follow us, listen to us,
real quick,
blah, blah, blah?
Real quick, the other prizes have been sent out.
Oh,
in fact, I made an error. I forgot one of the books. So I will be sending out the last book Monday. So they'll expect 2 packages for that. I want to say that was Matt Anderson that's getting the books. I could be incorrect, but I think it's Matt that's getting the books. So Matt, keep an eye out. There will be 2 packages. Cool. So yeah. Social media, right?
Yep.
Follow us on Facebook, YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe to our channel, stuff like that, right?
We're on Pinterest. We're on YouTube. All of the little links that you can find on our website. And you can follow me at Terry Lynn S. That's TERILYNNS on Twitter.
I'm Surity. Nick, you want to go first?
At Gettysburg 7.
There you go. I'm Soridium STO. That's SORIEDEMSTO.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. It was nice to have you with us, and thanks to the manager of the Northern Studios for putting up with you getting up early, Nick. And until next week, live long and prosper.
Kapla.
Joel on true and happy Memorial Day, bitches.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my old man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Gonna travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy-free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour